I'm going to show you how to schedule and post across multiple social media platforms from one place using Metricool. First things first, you need to set up accounts on the social media platforms that you want to be posting to. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, YouTube, whatever platforms you want to manage. Get those all set up and then come on back to Metricool. Metricool is real simple, and the sign up is very straightforward. You just click the sign up button here to create an account, enter your email and password. Of course, you have to check the box that you agree to the terms and conditions and hit let's go. You will then have a Metricool account. You do not have to provide a credit card. For the free plan, it's free. No credit card needed. Nice and simple. You can also sign up with Facebook if you don't want to do the email and password dealy. Since I already have an account, I'm going to go ahead and log in. And here we are. You notice it dropped me into the Analytics tab to begin with when I log in. What you'll want to do, since you'll have nothing in here, is you want to add a brand. In the beginning, this will be a little blank icon up here, a little gray or something. It'll say something like your brand or create new brand or something to that effect. You just click that. Okay, here we go. We have an empty brand, and that's what it calls it, empty brand. So the first thing to create inside your empty brand is some connections. You can, of course, name it if you want. My Great Video Channel or Awesome Blog Site or whatever it is. You can change your name and picture. That's where you would name it whatever you want to name the brand name and then add a picture if you like. As you see, I do. I'm visual and I want to see things right there. I want them to jump out at me so I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. We're not going to fool with that. I just wanted to show you how to create a brand, where to find that. My brands are already created, so I don't need to do that part. But then the next step here is to connect all those social media accounts. You can also connect your ads accounts, and you can connect your website or blog. If you have a WordPress website or WordPress blog, when you click Connect Web, you'll have the option here where if you're based on WordPress, you can just select this right here. And then it's going to tell you to go get the WordPress plugin, go to your blog or website, you'll pick up the WordPress plugin, and then you will enter, you will enter this tracking code within that plugin, and then you come back here and confirm that they're talking to each other. Super simple. It's very easy, no hassles, and I am grateful for that. The rest of them are pretty straightforward. You should know that for Instagram, you need to have a professional account, not a personal account. And that's pretty simple in Instagram. If you already have the account, it just happens not to be professional, within Instagram, on your profile there, you can say upgrade to a professional account. Doesn't cost anything. It's free. For Facebook, you're also going to want a Facebook page, not a Facebook personal profile. But for your business or whatever your hustle or adventure is, you should have a page and not just a personal profile there anyway. I think that's all we need to know there. So let's assume you have all the things connected, and I'm not going to go through each one. I found each one of them to be like really simple. What happens is when you click connect account, what it's going to do is in this pop-up, it's basically going to have you, if you aren't logged in on this computer to that social media account already, it's going to have you log into that social media account and then give some permissions and say, yeah, it's okay, I authorize this to connect. So and I found that if you're already logged into the social media account on the right profile on the computer, it makes it a little bit quicker even to do that. And that's pretty much how it works with all of them, all the social media profiles. All right, so we have that done, and I'm going to delete that brand because I don't really need another blank brand. And we'll go back and we'll work with the Accelerator brand. And look, don't judge me because I don't have everything connected and because my stats are not impressive. We all got to start somewhere, right? And I figured while I wait until this is all booming, I would rather walk through it with you while I'm navigating things too. So we're all in the same spot here. Let's get to this. So what you can see is that I have my website or blog connected, my Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and YouTube for the Accelerator brand. Those are all connected in here to Metricool. The difference between why it's showing a blog and a web connection here is one is the website itself, the home URL, and the other one here is because I've added in an auto list the RSS feed, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But that's why it's displaying both of those here. So let's go over to the planning tab, which is where you'll do your posting, your planning, your scheduling, and all of that stuff. This calendar here in the planning tab is showing you what posts, and I have this for the week right now. It's showing you what posts are scheduled and upcoming for this particular week. Yep, I don't have a whole lot, and I need to fix that. So to create a new post, one way we can do it, and this is if we want to create one post to go across to one or multiple platforms, we just come over here and click the Create New Post button. You see at the top, we're deciding where this post is going to go. Right now we have Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube highlighted. That's saying that's where we want it to go. And these are the 4 platforms that I have connected to the Accelerator brand. If I had Twitter and some of the other platforms, they would be showing right out here to the right as well, and I could select those from up in this area. But I can say, yeah, I don't want to put this on YouTube. Maybe I'm just going to do a picture, not a video. And then I would say, all right, I'm going to leave this on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. And then there are some specifics that you can set. For instance, for Facebook, do you want this to be a post or a reel? For Instagram, do you want it to be a post, a reel, or a story? There's nothing up here to set for Pinterest. This box right here is where our post is going to go. So if we have text to post, this is where we would type it. And I'm going to do something simple here and just say, have a beautiful day. How about an exclamation point? Why not? Okay. So we have some text down there. We have some other options within this edit post area. We can add media, so we can put images or videos in here. Some platforms allow GIFs. You can use stock videos or stock images that come from the Pexels library. So when you click that, it just opens up the Pexels library. And of course, you can search, and let's just search for, what do we get for beautiful? All right, hey, this looks good. Let's go with that. All right, so, and boom, there it is. You've just added it in. Once you've added the image, you can edit it. There is an image editor in here. There's also a built-in video editor within Metricool. These are not super robust editors, but they will get you through the basics, like changing the aspect ratio, cropping, doing some other things. I mean, they're not terrible, don't get me wrong, but it's not like Premiere Pro or anything. Anyway, you can add or change the alt text. You can tag people on Instagram or products if that's where you're posting to. Those are all things you can do specific to an image. And like I said, you can also add stock videos, or you can add something from your computer, either an image or video that you've already got ready to go. You can add emojis. These will go right up into your text. Hey, no judging what my frequently used emojis are. You can also search for popular hashtags, add the first comment. You can do that right when you post rather than having to go back and add the first comment after the fact. It's becoming very popular to post something on social media and also the creator posts the first comment. So you can do that right as you're creating the post. It doesn't have to be a separate thing. You can add your location. You can use the URL generator for campaigns. We're not going to get too deep into that right now. You can also use the text generator via Metricool's AI. There are some limitations on how many times you can use that based on which plan you have, and I have not used it. There are plenty of other AI text generation things out there, and usually I prepare my posts before I even come into Metricool, so that's another reason why it's just not something I've messed with or can really share with you. Post notes, and now you have saved text, which is handy. So if there are things that you tend to type in your post frequently, some chunks of text, you can save those, and then you don't have to retype it out every time if you're posting using this method. So maybe you have a template you use for a lot of posts. You can put that template in here and then drop that chunk in and then add to it or delete from it or modify as you see fit. Or if there are certain chunks of text you always add to a post, that'd be a great place. Save it and you'll be able to access it from there. Your global presets down here, you can say auto publish, and what that means is that you want this thing to publish. You don't want it to come back and have to require a review. And you can see what this says here. It explains to Instagram and TikTok business, you can publish posts in the feed, reels, and stories automatically. And on TikTok, you can post automatically with your TikTok business account. So leave that on. As draft, if you enable this, what that means is it's going to save it as a draft. So it's going to ignore the date you've given it to publish and just hold on to it. I should show you up here that you have some little counts by network. This is showing you you're at like 21 characters out of 500 for Pinterest. And then the dealie over here is giving you a hashtag counter. And I should scooch up here and show you the date. This is where your post would be published. I'm choosing, and it defaults in, it drops in a date and time that's just, I don't know, maybe it's like 5 minutes from now or something. But you can pick a date as far in the future as you want and schedule this thing further out, or you can just click the Publish Now button, which means as soon as you hit save, it's going to publish it out. I'm going to go ahead and move this to as draft so that I don't accidentally, in the course of doing this, post something that makes no sense for me or my brand, since we're just kind of playing around here a little bit. You also have Instagram presets. In this case, there are none for us to mess with, and I believe that's because up here at the top, we already told it we want it to be a post. The preset usually for Instagram is, do you want this to be a post, reel, or story? And we've already answered that question in this module, so we don't need to tell it again. It's happy. And then for Pinterest, it needs to have a title, a board, and then the link is optional. But for the title, we're just going to be real simple here. We'll say Happy Wednesday, and we'll say we're going to make sure we publish this on a Wednesday. Pick our, we'll call that motivation. So your boards will be loaded in there. If you're using Pinterest, if you're connected to Pinterest, your boards will come in automatically. So you just select the Pinterest board from this drop-down list, and you're good to go. And then your link, you can put in a link to whatever. Now, Metricool support told me at one point that you can't have a YouTube video link in your Pinterest pin. I found that to not be the case. I've linked successfully to YouTube videos many times here, and it's worked out just ducky for me. So what are our issues? We'll come down here and we'll look at our little error box. When we say save this as a draft, it sort of grays out all these errors. And when we turn that off to letting it know like we're ready to do this, we're going to do this post, then these errors turn red. Publish date can't be a past date. I have sat here and fiddled with this long enough that the go date has passed us. So I'll just click the arrow there. I'll move it out of date and we'll get rid of that. Now, Instagram, auto publish, feed post, invalid aspect ratio, image ratio must be between, and this doesn't meet the requirements. So this is telling us that Instagram will not accept this post because the image doesn't meet their aspect ratio requirements. A couple things we can do there. We can't just delete this image from the post because Instagram requires that there be an image or a video. We could come back here and go edit image and then work on it a little bit and get it to the right ratio. Really you would just come to the crop aspect ratio. If we're looking vertical, we could do the 4:5. Or we could, if we're doing landscape, we can do the 1.91:1 and let it crop and move this wherever we wanted it to go. That takes a little time. I'm not going to fool with it here, but you get a glimpse at some of the features that are in the image editor. Over here on the right, you can see what your post is going to look like on either mobile or desktop for each of the platforms that you're posting to. So there's what it would look like on Facebook, mobile and desktop. You can see Instagram, what it's saying it'll do, and on Pinterest as well. Pretty handy to give you a little preview of what you're going to get in the end. Now, another thing you can do here, and this may go back to the image aspect ratio issue. A lot of these platforms like different size images, and that can be very, very frustrating. So when you're planning, when you figure out what you're going to post, you want to have in mind what kind of image each platform requires so that you can make sure you're going to nail it, and you're not going to be sitting there with posts that you wanted to go to two different platforms that you can't get to play nicely together for the kind of post you're going to make. But let's look at this. We have another option here. Now, if we're happy, we want this thing to post at 11:40 tomorrow, New York time, we can save this thing, assuming we would have to take off Instagram to make that work. It won't let you save if there are errors there because there's at least one platform you can't publish it to. So we took off Instagram to satisfy that so that we don't have the error of the Instagram size anymore. And now we can hit save. What that means is that this is going to just go out on that date and time that we scheduled as planned. Another thing we can do, let's add back our Instagram, even with our aspect ratio problem. And what we can say is edit by network, this little button up here. And we can see here's what our template looks like. So here's what we sort of want to go everywhere. But then we can say, all right, for Facebook, I'm not going to make any changes. For Pinterest, I'm not going to make any changes. But over here in Instagram land, I want to make a change. So I'm going to come here, and this is where it would probably be a good spot. I can go ahead and edit that image. I can remove that image. And maybe we add a different one. Maybe we go look for one that fits the aspect ratio that we need. Well, there we go. We found one. I don't know that this goes with have a beautiful day, but it was nice and quick and simple. And now that's made it happy. And that change will only apply to Instagram. So if I go back and look, Facebook, I've got that original picture that I put in the template. That one in Pinterest is using the template. And of course the template's using the template. But Instagram, we changed and said everything except let's swap out this picture. So now we can hit save, and I'm going to do this. I'm not going to save it as a draft. I'm actually going to go ahead and save it. All right, and what we'll see here is now on 11:40 tomorrow on my planning calendar, I have 3 posts that are scheduled to go out. They're showing as pending. And you see that the Instagram post has a different picture because we started with our template. We created the post that's going to go to all 3 of these platforms. And then we switched the picture out so that we can make Instagram happy with their square, or almost square. In the planner, this little, you see everyone has some kind of a little left border with a color. So they tell you different things. The sort of dark teal color, I don't know, maybe you call it blue, whatever. That's pending. And auto lists are the sort of gold color. And then posts with errors will have a red border to the left of it. So this one had an error, and I believe it was a similar situation. It tried to post, but I believe it was Instagram didn't like the size of what was coming through. So that's scheduled, and we can keep doing similar things to that with this create new post one at a time and put things across multiple platforms by creating one post, all done. Now, what I want to do, I don't want this, so I'm going to get rid of it. So you saw I opened it up. Now, what it did, because we did edit by network, it split that out and made it 3 different posts. If we had not made a change to the Instagram photo, this would just be showing like this is, where it has just the 1 block on the calendar and then 3 platforms up there inside it. Whereas because we made a individual change here, these show up on our calendar as 3 separate posts. But I don't want those, so I'm going to click, I'm going to delete. It's going to say, are you sure? I'm going to say yes. Here I'm going to click, I'm going to delete, accept, and same thing here. Now, if you like something you've done, you can open it up, you can duplicate it, and now it just popped the same thing up, 2 posts for the same day at the same time and all that kind of stuff. But what you do once you've duplicated, obviously you don't want 2 of the exact same posts going to the exact same platform on the same day and time, but you can grab it then, you get a little hand icon, you can grab it over and you say, well, let's do this one now, Saturday morning. And now, only thing I want to change here is I want to change that to have a beautiful Saturday, or I want to just swap out the picture so it's different on Saturday, but all my other settings will stay the same. Pretty cool, huh? Still, I don't want that, so I'm going to delete it. And I don't want that, so, oh, nope, I just canceled. I needed to delete. My mouse finger got a little ahead of me. All right. Whew. Now I created a new one and don't need that. If you don't have Metricool yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Come on, join me in this. Let's make some good things happen. There's absolutely a free plan. It's $0 per month for life. It's not a trial. It's not a as long as you cancel by kind of thing. You don't even put a credit card in. You can get on the free plan for $0, sign up, put in your email address, set up a password, and you are off to the races. In the free plan, which is what I started on, and I worked with that with one brand until I felt like, I wanted to see, how am I going to like this and how well is it going to work for me? And right away, this is great. I need to get my other brands on. You can use one brand with the free plan. You can also post up to 50 pieces of content per month on that. And again, that worked great for me until I just was too excited and I wanted to get my other brands doing something too. So I went to the starter plan, which is $18 a month if you pay it annually, or $22 a month if you want to do it like pay each month. So $18 a month, that gets 5 brands and 2,000 pieces of content every single month. That's what I'm on now, and I'm tickled with it. Keep in mind, I am an affiliate for Metricool. It's sort of automatic when you become a Metricool user. You automatically get a referral link in case you want to tell other people about it and promote it. I do because I really like it, and I wish I'd have found it a lot sooner. I think it could be super helpful to a lot of people that are in the same boat that I am as far as not having enough time to deal with all the social media stuff. By all means, go to the free plan, use it and benefit from it. If you do end up ever upgrading to the, starter plan or whatever, making a purchase, I may receive a small commission. Doesn't cost you a penny more to use my affiliate link than it would if you went on your own or any other way. But, I might receive a small commission and I will certainly appreciate it. Now remember, I got these teenage boys around here and they eat a lot. Like they eat everything that's not nailed down. And I don't know if you noticed, but food ain't cheap these days. So, yeah, I certainly appreciate you. Creating a single post in one place that goes out to all the socials is really cool and it saves time. But you can also batch create content, put it all in a spreadsheet, and upload it to get multiple posts out to multiple platforms. That's what we're doing next, and I hope you'll join me.